Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bologna. The European Masters Ultimate Championships continues. More Women's Masters group stage action for you. We have Great Britain and Finland playing off against each other here. Both sides carrying through a victory from their games. This morning we streamed Finland, that universe point victory over Switzerland. Well, I mean, we streamed the vast majority of it, at least. Apologies for everyone again for the power outage in that one. GB also beat Switzerland in their first game by a more comfortable score of 15-9. It's Benjamin Rees here with you, delighted to be joined by Charlotte Terrasson. Charlotte, any early predictions for this?
Absolutely no prediction to that one. I'm very intrigued to see how this one is gonna go, because we know that GB women are a strong team, and Finland showed us also on the last game against Switzerland what they're capable of, and so I'm just super happy to see those two face each other, taking no risk on betting anything.
So Great Britain starting the game on offense. Here's Hamer on the far side. Always good to have a lefty at the back to change those angles of attack. Huang on a rope to Bevan. Bevan towards the end zone, looking for Hannah Body, and that was so clean from Great Britain. Had a slightly longer break playing in the first game round this morning, and they look refreshed and ready to go out there.
They definitely do. What a fast first point. Nice way to enter this last game of the day for women. And we have a replay on the action.
Yeah, they're just not quite cramming it down the fore side, but they gave themselves the room, the separation. The defender's on the wrong side, and it's put out nice and early for Hannah Body to run onto, who's going to be a key weapon for them, I think. Picked up a couple of assists in their first game, and now her first goal of the weekend.
I mean, so far, for this point, they didn't even need to swing. They managed to get open every time on the open side, which shows either athleticism or a bit of laziness on this first point on defense. But we'll see how both teams adjust. Now Finland on offense.
Yeah, that Finland-Switzerland game was so tight and tough all the way through. Will be interesting to see how much they have in the tank, but that is an inauspicious start for their offense, missing on that swing.
How unfortunate, there were two receivers and both went different directions, but not the discs one.
And as a defender there, I think there are fewer players that you'd want stepping up there than having to try and mark Jenna Thompson. Underneath, faked by Sharman. Just outside the end zone. Ford finds a target. 2-0 to Great Britain. Finland, it's an easy enough mistake, just the miscommunication on the swing. Great Britain were ruthless in punishing it. Alice Pokelin with the goal.
And they punished this error very quickly. Didn't wait a second, very fast break. Efficient as their offense. Apparently the D-line knows also very well how to get their scores.
Yeah, and here is a replay again of that scoring shot. It's just calm again. Backing themselves, beating them open side. Ford gets it out early, and Paula Quinn catches for the score.
Getting free in the open side indeed. Showing a lot of, pretty much athleticism, I'd say, then. Having this explosivity to start your cut, even in the open side, defense are not able to follow.
Great Britain picked up the silver medal at the last time this event was run 4 years ago in Madrid, losing out to France in the final. They'll be looking to go one better here this week, obviously. But Finland are not an easy out. There's still a lot of time left in this game. Swung towards the near side. Saloila into the center to Mana. Now Rekola. Sees Hatari. Great Britain just trying to force the Finns to work it underneath. We saw that they did like to try and stretch the field to create more space for themselves, but so far it is relying on churning it underneath. Janikala. Around, nice snag made there by Koski. Koski across to Hatari. It's a slow matriculation of the disc down the field here by the Finns, but they are keeping it in their possession and slowly advancing towards the end zone. Trying to get a bit of break side movement going with Manor. There's the scoring pass potentially, but it's going to be a floater, and it floated over the intended target of Yannicola, and Dinsdale Young is able to help shepherd it to the floor.
I think Dinsdale Young did a good boxing out defense here, pushing the offense forward, not letting her have the best position to get that disc. She couldn't even walk backward. Better positioning from defense, and GB again with a break opportunity.
Kate Ford picking up an offense, and it's swung all the way towards the far sideline to Marshawek. And now Dinsdale Young. Looks to the backfield, Marshawek comes up line. Low grab made, the deep strike goes. The throw, Blades not quite going to lead Bowen into the end zone, but it's not going to be far off. Dumped back to Marshawek. And threading that one through into the end zone. Sam Fisk with the score. GB looking imperious early on.
What a start for GB, amazing. 3-0, one score, 2 breaks. They're really playing fast and giving it all. They know that once it's over, they can rest. So it's time to give everything. And let's have that replay on the patience in front of the end zone after the big catch.
Would have been easy to force things immediately, but you've got the reset there coming in to help, and the defense just a little bit outnumbered at the back. Finland calling the early timeout here in a little bit of a hole, down 3-0 to Great Britain.
We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it!
There are so many reasons to outfit your team in Force beyond just looking the part of a champion. Force offers professional design services with their dedicated graphics team. All apparel is produced in France. Force works with a local labour team, and their raw materials are sourced in Europe. Force insists on transparency with no hidden fees and international express shipping. Look the part and play the part with Force Sportswear. Great Britain 3, Finland 0. It has been a hot start for the Brits. Finland, they've just made a couple of errors. Nothing that normally would be too major. Certainly it's nothing that you can't dig yourself out of. But it's been clinical on the turn from GB's D-line.
Yes, I mean, first one, error, miscommunication can happen, but as you say, clinical break from GB. They waited no second and just rushed to the end zone with such efficiency. It was a 5-pass break. We go again, Finland with a shorter field to cross.
Koski, again, is going to try and drive the offense forward. There's the blade. Finds Persiainen. Now Rekola. Back to Koskenvuo in the backfield. GB going with a zone here, trying to stop that downfield movement. They find the inside channel there, though, do the Finns. Persiainen. And looks like a transition now to going into that single coverage. Rintamäki down the far side, not to be.
Just a bit too far, maybe too close to the sideline.
Great Britain not hanging around to get the disc back into play. Hannah Body is going to try and open it up, looking for Cheska Weddle. She's going to catch it just shy of the end zone. Will she take the forcing pass in? No, turning, looking for the reset. Dinsdale Young scuttles free. Thompson And laying one out in front of body. There's the continuation into the end zone. That makes it 4-0, having gained all the yardage by receiving the deep shot. Now Weddle finishes it for the score, and it's 4-0 Great Britain.
Another one for GB. They're unstoppable. This time out surely didn't slow down their pace. Didn't slow them down.
No, they have come out just like a thoroughbred racehorse. It's been so quick, and it doesn't feel like they've missed a beat from that earlier game. Evidently, the fact that they've maybe, they've had a bit more of a rest and they had a more comfortable time of things against Switzerland will not have hurt them. But often, you play one game in the morning and you wait a few hours before your game in the afternoon, and it can be difficult to get settled back into that rhythm.
Yeah, especially with this heat of Bologna.
Oh yes.
Striking today.
Chopper was telling me yesterday that it's about the hottest October Bologna's ever had.
Yeah.
So thanks, global warming.
Maybe also the Finland cannot just adapt their defense to the GB offense, because I mean what we've seen against Switzerland, they do have also a strong defense capable of turnovers and putting that pressure. So GB style might not fit the Finland defense.
Going with zone again. They've got the three up front. You can hear them counting the passes. I wonder if they've got a scripted transition in the offing. And here it comes. Can they pin them on the sideline? No, trying to swing it back and forth. Marshawak putting the use mark on Stenberry. Stenberry. Looking downfield, overthrew the first receiver, but there was backup there. Maybe that was the intended target all along. Hatari trying to pivot around, puts a little bit of float underneath it as Salston comes through to make the catch. Lapalainen. Again, Finland's possessions, they've all been methodical, but they haven't really been able to uncork the GB defense. That might do it. Looking for the speculative backhand, curling over the top, but to no one.
I guess again a miscommunication as we see the Finnish player coming back. Maybe she was the target, but cut on the other side. That might be due to the loading of this big hug. She really went full arm wrapping and how do you say, winding?
Yeah.
And might have lost this eye contact for a little bit. I'm sorry. There's our turns.
Yeah, GB turns out are human after all. The shot down the sideline, looking for Ford a little bit too far out in front. Soraka turns towards the break side to find the reset of Lapalainen. Low, and Thompson just couldn't quite get out of the way. Apologising, I think, even before she'd made the contact. Checks that it's back in Chilafurka. Now into the centre. Having been given the second chance, can the Finns make the most of it? Soraka. Low, nice reaching grab made there out in front with the left hand by Hatari. Has to go backwards again. Now they're breaking across to open up the swing. The continuation timing I thought wasn't quite there, but that's a beautiful inside shot from Sonja Salston to get the Finns finally on the board. It's Soraka with the catch, and Finland finally have their first goal, but they trail still 4-1.
And then first goal for Finland, finally putting one. And as you said, GB women master are human after all. We've seen the first mistake of this team in those 5 points, only one mistake, but that caused a turnover and a loss of the break opportunity they had, but gave a point to Finland, who worked their way until this end zone, swinging the disc to find this inside pass to finalize this score. And finally starting on defense. We'll see how this D-line of Finland. Oh no, we already had a D-line.
Yeah,
of
they
Finland,
started
the
on
first
D,
point,
but
right.
Great Britain were able to hold quickly, and they'll certainly have had time to scheme something up as we see the Union flag flying in the distance.
Maybe a zone could slow down these fast GB offenses,
Got to try something.
and apparently no.
Does look like it's just match here. Gainey crosses midfield to catch. Looking to find the inside channel through to Huang.
Beautiful.
You can see giving the nod. She wanted the inside shot to Body. She had it. And Body blading over the top to Kantorovitz. Love that look. And it was bang on the money for 5-1.
Love that big inside to reach the center, and then a nice blading around to reach the other corner, just crossing the field with beautiful angled discs.
And utilizing a variety of break throws. Here you see Huang really sit down on that inside. Open up the hips to create that angle, and then this is almost indoorsy. Just sees that little bit of separation, the blade over the top, and it's been still enough this week in Bologna that you can go for those blades, the hammers, the more indoor style throws, because the wind's not there to punish you for them.
Exactly. We haven't had much wind. Tiny little breeze maybe earlier today, but nothing to stop you, as you say, Benji, of these fancy indoor throws for our biggest pleasure. As I said on previous streams, in the Master Division, what is nice is that players have been playing forever, some of them, and had a lot of time to improve their toolbox of throws and just serve them on the fields here in Bologna for the EMUC.
And both of these sides you think would be adept at that, because indoors is a staple of UK Ultimate in the winter, and I'm pretty sure that it's you would get a lot of run in Finland as well, knowing the weather forecasts there. There's the deep shot. They've got the one-on-one, but it's taken down by Alice Poliquin.
She had definitely better position, good read of this high disc.
Treble goes to Fisk in the backfield. Now Dinsdale Young. Trying to centre. Oh, the spacing was a little bit off there, and Weddle put her hand out, but there was enough disruption from the Finnish defender. That's a busted coverage, and the Huck goes up. Time to float, but Fisk might be able to close on this one. I'm not sure that Luxo was the intended target, but it didn't matter because she read it well. And there is the end zone scoring shot. No, enough pressure applied by Sharman, although there might be a foul called under some contact.
Nice chasing of the disc, flying with a weird angle, and indeed it seems that the Finnish receiver had a better position, but that attacking of the disc by Sharman, I don't know, it seems a bit like she hit the disc that then hit the arm of Rintamaki.
Yeah, the wording of the rules is contact with the hands or arms that occurs after a play has been made but does not affect things is to be avoided but is not considered a foul. Is that what happened there? That's not for me to decide. They've contested the foul and the disc has gone back. Manor. Trying to find an option on a high stall, going for the hammer towards the back. The pressure all that time did the job from Sharman. Don't know if she got a piece of it, but she managed to cause the turn.
Again, Sharman here to prevent Rintamaki to receive this goal disc.
Treble has Dinsdale Young free in front of her, but she wants the more aggressive option. Weddle's got behind the defense again, and she reels it in. Now she went one way, and the cutter Bowen went the other.
What is interesting to see is the loss on the GB players' faces, because they did a mistake, and usually like it is kind of fun, like miscommunication, but if you're in a tight game, you're not laughing about this. But since they have some advantage, you can feel their comfort, how confident they are, However, I wouldn't be too confident. You never know with the Finnish if they start focus, do a bit less mistakes. We've seen them do amazing, especially at the European Championship back in 2015, where they won gold, and most of these players were part of this team.
You are bang on there. Back in Copenhagen in 2015, the Finns won the gold medal. And I think they beat GB in the final.
No, Switzerland.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Oh, yes. Can't forget.
Because Switzerland got back-to-back silver medals. Yeah.
Yes. One day.
Not a surprise that you'd know that. Rekola, tight on the sideline. Can the Finns force their way over? Trying to get the sideline trap, looking static downfield on the high stall. Put a prayer up and have it answered by Rekola. It's the right edge to put on the throw, get some air underneath it, fade it towards that break side to leave defenders out of position. And it's a bit unconventional, but it worked all the same.
Interesting throw indeed, like unconventional, as you say. And Rintamaki, as we were talking about European Championship in Copenhagen 2015, she was part of this team. So also gold medalist of that Finnish team in Copenhagen. And we recognize these outside throws. Typical, if you haven't seen the final, you should go see it if it's still available, because you can see how Finland used these outside throws, especially the sidearm outside throw in front of the end zone, that were just unstoppable. So precise and so hard to defend, and Finland mastered these ones so well that Switzerland couldn't find what to do, and you just had a little taste of these outsides here with Rintamaki's assist.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I think that one in 2015 might have been lost to the fancy archives.
No. Well, should have been there. FOMO hit you.
So Finland, you said that they might try the zone at some point to slow down GB's offense. Here it is. Heimer sees the space down the line to find Kantorovits. Now forward to Gainey. Gainey putting a bit of air underneath it towards the back of the end zone. And Bevan just didn't get the hands right.
But
do you think that could have been towed in and caught?
I thought it was going to be, and then there was a weird leg motion. I don't know what happened in the run, but it's hard to say. Could have been thrown better. With a nice action, could have been saved, like tiptoe layout, but
it was a creative option, certainly, from Gainey. Didn't hate taking it on, even if it didn't work. And now GB's O-line is going to have to play a little bit of defense out there. Again, it looks like they've got that three up front. They're just trying to gum up quick downfield movement, get players flooding those lanes to take away a potential deep option as well. And they're forcing the Finns to spread it around the back. They might get a little bit of space here. Furka fakes downfield and instead resets. There a player has gone, if only they can find them. There was a pick called a long, long time ago.
I was so surprised how alone she was. We have a Finnish player completely alone on the field, no one talking to her. But apparently there's a pick that would explain.
It's going to go back into the hands here of Lapalainen. They're trying to establish exactly when the pick occurred. Saraka is still free behind the GB defense. So that's something to keep an eye on. Can't get the EC deep shot off. It's Finland again. Try and work slowly down the field, but Huang gets the run through D. GB going quickly now, Heimer. Looking downfield. Swings to Huang and continuation to Davin. Huang once more, just shy of the end zone is Body. Powers up line as the disc continues to swing around the back, getting it out nice and early for Hamer to chase, and she chases it into the end zone for the GB score.
Not even a layout needed for Hammer, who just kept those legs going even faster and faster to chase the disc and get a score. I like her name, Hammer.
Yeah, Joe's one of, we'll call her ULTI.TV zone because she was part of our commentary crew for the European Ultimate Championships back in 2019 out in Győr in Hungary. And she did a bang-up job all week, especially her and Steph calling that crazy mixed final.
Oh, what a final.
Yeah.
And this one is still available to watch. Oh no!
Yes,
come on,
I think it is. I think that one actually is. There you see the break around into space for Hamer to chase down. You were right. I thought for a moment she might have to lay, but she judged it well. She knew she was fine.
She knows she fast.
There we are. A block and an assist early on for her.
Yeah, the stats are pretty well spread within the British team, but Hannah Body, who did 1 goal and 3 assists, half of the points, including her.
And GB again, utilising this front three. It's quite a wide arrowhead with 4 players downfield. I think trying to sandwich players into the centre. Finland choosing to get extra players back to help out in the handling set. That's a nice little thread through there. Hatari. They get behind that front line, but they can't do anything beyond that, and they're able to get set back into position. Transition into match coverage. Leaking through there, finding a little bit of space. Rekola sees the put towards the end zone, and it is judged to perfection. Laxo reels it down, and it was a rough start to the Finns, but they've picked themselves up brilliantly, and they're getting a bit of form on offense now as well. Their first clean hold of the game makes it 6-3.
First clean hold, and what a clean hold. That was a gorgeous shot to the end zone. Let's have a replay to see if you missed it. Look at this. Even if you didn't, just look at that throw. Perfectly angled to arrive right at the spot.
So 6-3, Great Britain leading here. The format of the women's division, it's an awkward one with 7 teams. There's 2 pools, 1 of 4, 1 of 3. Whoever tops the 4-team pool goes straight through to the semi-finals. Everyone in Pool B has to play a crossover against the 2 to 4 placed sides in Pool A, which is the 4-team pool, and the winners of those crossovers advance into the semis. So no matter what happens in this game, both of these sides will have to play that crossover, which essentially acts as a quarter-final, as Hamer.
Better make your way the easiest possible by winning everything.
Well, exactly. Gainey trying to hit the break side. Oh, spectacular layout from Hannah Body, who puts her body on the line to make it 7-3. She's been superb in this contest.
And another one for Hannah Body. 4 stats for her. What can you tell us about Hannah Body, Benji?
Well, she's a physio by trade, so you kind of feel that, you know, when you make those big plays, you know your body well enough that you can get back up afterwards. Played for 3 of the biggest women's sides in the UK, Sick, Leeds, and of course the powerhouse of Iceni, and yeah, done it on the big stage often enough that it's not really a surprise to see her deliver. As we have a look at it again, Gainey getting it out nice and early to the break side. There's no pressure from a force, but it's still a play that has to be made, and boy, does Body make it.
So 7-3, GB is now 1 point away to already take half. We are, how long are the games? 90 minutes?
85 minutes.
85, so we're only 30
Half an hour
minutes,
in.
half an hour only. Yeah, that is already good. But fast game still, like 10 points in 30 minutes. That's pretty good average. Finland getting the pool with the nice sunset light of Bologna.
Yeah, it feels like the floodlights are probably due to come on in the not too distant future. But in the meantime, as the sun sets towards our left-hand side, Finland will again try and work their way through the Great Britain defence. They're trying to utilise it with those wide swings. It opens the little seams back through the centre. There's a stoppage for a pick. Everyone just going to get back into position. That one, oh my word, it was very congested in there, but put enough zip on it as another pick occurs.
A lot of collision.
Yeah, the spacing needs a little bit of sourcing.
I mean, there's no, I wanted to say the stack seems pretty spread, but there's not even a stack, so.
Yeah, I think that's one of the ideas of coming with the zone, is that it will stop any pool plays. It forces players to adjust whatever the initial strategy was. Hatari. Koski going back into the centre. Hatari doesn't have the instant swing available and goes for the throw and go. Now Rintameki. Around Kalpala. Oh, I thought there was a miscommunication, but Koski recovered in time to zing the hammer to the end zone.
Wow.
What a throw. I think it's Miro Koski. It's, let's have a look, 59, Raquel Hatari with the score.
That went from miscommunication, almost turned over, to a sick hammer to the end zone for the score. That is a change of situation. Amazing job. Finland with the massive hammer, Blady, to get straight to the receiver. Look at that on the replay. We'll see.
Yeah, just
So close.
yeah, quick reactions there, and the zero fear in slinging the hammer to Hatari. Again, was part of that Finland side that won gold at EUC in 2015. Part of the Atletico team that were the EUCF champions in 2017, and also on Putti last year when they made the semi-finals of the World Ultimate Club Championships out in Cincinnati. And I would like to say hello to husband Ronnie, who is also a player of some stature back at home, and their two little girls at home.
And here Finland with a zone defense.
Nice breakthrough to find this weak side. Huang wants to get it out of her hands quickly as GB try and run that front line of the defense. The over the top elevator backhand finds body. I thought she might have left that one a little bit short, but Kantorovic judged it well. And now the shot to the end zone over the first two, but Sophie Bevan is there.
Was Bevan actually the receiver? You think the aimed receiver?
We'll go with yes. Give the benefit of the doubt.
Who cares? It worked out.
Well, exactly, and that is half. Great Britain leading 8-4. Have a look at it again on the replay. See what you think. There's the blade that I thought might be a bit short. Kantorovic gets under it well. Throw goes out nice and early. I think with the edge on that, with the blade, give her the benefit of the doubt. The way Great Britain have been playing in the first half. I think they've probably earned the rub of the green a little bit. 8-4, they lead Finland here at half. Will there be a half-time comeback, or will GB see this one out? We'll find out when we return at EMUC.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch,
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
and
fund our
work
work.
to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the ultimate world and beyond.
Wait. Isn't this for the other apparel? We've got like new stuff, right? Bring it in.
Feast your eyes on the new fan version of our iconic ULTI.TV sweatshirts. Great fan gear available for you. Check out our new range of colors and insist on staying warm and looking fresh. Shipping is available after EUCF. Get your fan gear and be one of us.
The European Masters Ultimate Championships here in glorious Bologna. The sun beginning to set over the horizon towards our left-hand side. And Great Britain in good form here. 8-4 they lead. And looking pretty good value for it. Benjiris alongside Charlotte Terrason. Charlotte, if you're in the Finns position, what would your words be in that half-time huddle? We'll let you translate for us because I assume you, like most people, do not speak Finnish.
I absolutely speak no words of Finnish. However, I guess that the main thing is to keep the spirit high, since the start was very hard, as we've seen GB starting with a 4-0. However, they've been trading scores afterwards and also managed to get a turnover from GB offense. So it is possible, and it is the moment where you have to tell your players, you see you're capable of that. Just continue like this, just continue, go crescendo and give more and more intensity. And I guess this will result in breaks or tighter offenses, more turns for GB offense.
You feel like
That's what I would have said.
If they can just get that first break on the board, it will do their confidence the world of good and put a little bit of dent in GB's as well. But first, they're beginning the half receiving, having pulled to start the game. Swung wide, Kalpala. Great Britain sticking with this front three. That has slowed down the Finnish offense, but they have adjusted. Down the sideline, jammed into Rintameki. Can they pin them on this sideline? No, the break goes off as they're now dissolving into the one-on-one coverage. There's a deep shot, it's got a bit of air underneath it. This might invite some defensive pressure, and it does indeed draw the D from Alice Poliquin. You can see it again on the replay. It just hangs up there, and Poliquin goes up early. And despite not necessarily being in position, gets the block. Thompson underneath and behind Weddle.
Oh, wow.
That's a rarity. Finns with their second shot at it. Passing into space for Koski. Blading over the top again. It's going to invite pressure, and Poliquin does enough. Dinsdale Young takes the quick pickup. They've got Marshawak in a little bit of space underneath. Might go for the quick give off to Thompson. Thought the defender was close enough to shelve it on that occasion. High release flick out towards this near sideline for Fisk. It's a little shake of the head. Didn't quite like what she saw. Now Sharman putting a bit of air underneath it. Going to have to be an adjustment. Or backed up instead by Poliquin. Goes to Weddle, who's providing the backfield option. Weddle down low. Dinsdale Young works her way free, and it's a break to start the second half for Great Britain. It's 9-4. wouldn't have been the start to the second half that the Finns would have been wanting, but you see it again. They're just the fake going to Weddle. They clear out that far side of the end zone nicely, and yeah, just zing the backhand down there into Dinsdale Young, who had the freedom to make sure that she was comfortably in bounds for the catch. GB starting the second half much how they started the first, Charlotte.
I mean, yeah, they started the first one with a regular score hold for their offense. Here, another score, but this time a break. And what a break, because, I mean, they had to retrieve the disc a second time after losing it right in front of the Finnish end zone. But luckily for GB, they had Alice Polikoen doing an amazing job, placing herself, getting the defenses high in the sky, jumping to reach discs above the defense, above the opponents. And she got 2 blocks on this point.
That ball is just about going to land out of bounds, and they'll take it from the brick mark. Something of note for Finland is that Maja Leno, who was so impactful in their game against Switzerland earlier with 2 assists and 4 goals. She's in a long sleeve shirt on the sideline, wearing the opposite colour, so evidently not active for this game. Not sure if she tweaked something maybe in that first contest and maybe just taking the sensible option of resting it, which sounds very un-Frisbee, to be honest. Pretty much everyone I know who's had a minor injury in Frisbee has tried to play through it and almost inevitably got injured.
And I think that is the difference when you play Master, is like you start to be a bit wiser and know that it is not a good idea.
Yeah, you know your body is a damn sight better than you do when you first start playing.
Tried it several times already, didn't work out.
The Finns already advancing towards the red zone. Here's Schoenberg with the shot and with the goal as well into the hands of Miri Helminen. Clean hold this time for the Finns. High fives there all round. Well deserved, I feel.
Also with long sleeve player, I don't remember the name.
Yeah, it was Leno.
It's Maja Leno cheering for her team, doing the job of a sideline. What a job. But it is important.
You see there the throw. It's got quite a blady angle on it, but it goes up early enough that it's not going to be behind the intended target, and that roll curve does take it beyond the defender.
The outside throw, I told you, the outside sidearm. Just around the defense, just avoiding it, dodging defense, going straight in the hands of the receiver. I love that throw, and as I said, Finland seems to love it too.
Fielded into the chest by Davin. First pass to Hwang, as Finland going with zone once more. Handlers spaced quite far apart, so they're going to try and run and shuttle the front line of the defense. Hwang runs a little bounce back with Bevan. Now they're getting it through. Gainey's just going to apply the brakes temporarily, though. Don't want to get ahead of themselves. Spreading and distributing towards the far side. Hamer sees the space, throws, and finds Gainey for the goal.
What a shot! Very quick offense against the zone, swinging it as long as necessary, and then just booming it in the end zone.
It's the. Have you heard the phrase "more speed, less haste"?
No.
Basically, it means you keep things going quickly, but you don't rush.
Yeah, just at the right pace, and that's exactly what is applied to this team. I mean, they're really playing fast, but just not too fast.
Yeah, so often when you see teams break through the front line of zones especially, they see the opportunity, they think we've got some space to work with now, and you try and just get things going so quickly that you can end up getting ahead of yourself, and often that does cause the turn. But that time, they broke through the front line and they saw the spaces, but it still felt quite measured.
Yeah, every pass. They had just one pass, I think, rust before, like miscommunication. But other than this, every other point, so 9 other points, were really calculated, precise. How would you say that in English? What would be the expression to see that? Oh, you used it before when you're really precise. Surgical.
Surgical is good.
Surgical.
Yeah.
Precision. Surgical precision.
I'm always impressed that you can commentate in not your first language.
Try my best, but learning from you and Steph.
Hey, there are times when I can barely do it in English. So the defense has really clamped down at the start of this possession, but Finland, to their credit, stayed calm, didn't panic. So far, they're just having to take these short passes, though. Generally, their deep game has been less potent than it was against the Swiss, but they've got a little bit of space to maybe go for it now. No, Koski holsters. Now goes to Laakso. Showing, teasing the hammer, but putting it away as there's a pick downfield.
Yeah, I mean, they're using less of the deep space than against Switzerland, but I guess that with GB's defense, as we've seen, they've been really good in the air and dangerous whenever the disc is flying. So I think it is a wise decision to slow down the hacking.
Curling around Koski. They're trying to force things into the center of the field, where they find Kalpala. And now Hatari. Hatari has Koski coming in front. You can see a bit of dust begin to kick up on the dry turf. There's the one over the top. It's got a bit of air underneath it. Defender could get there. No, it was judged a perfectly weighted throw into the bucket of Tia Unikala. And the Finns make it 10-6.
Interesting throw. I mean, to reach this part of the end zone, usually, personally at least, and what I've seen of players doing, you would go for that outside sidearm, you know. Going for over the shoulder backhand seems interesting, or even scuba. Usually people would go also scuba. Like, what would be your throw in this situation?
Thumber.
Let's go. Even better.
I just try and curl it around the defense. I'm always wary of throwing all the way across through the middle of the field. But that time, the window just seems to open, and Kalpala with a wonderfully weighted throw. There are a couple of other women's Masters games going on right now in the pool of 4, Pool A. Germany and the Czech Republic tied at 8, with Italy currently holding a 6-5 lead on the reigning champions, the French. Of course, the winner of that pool goes straight through to the semi-finals, as Hamer again shooting deep. This time Body's the target. Body got in position nice and early, and Body rips it down for her 3rd goal of the game. Great Britain, apparently they don't really care about playing offense. They want to get out there on defense, and that throw from Hamer gave them the great opportunity to do so.
I mean, they want to play defense. They want to probably also just finish it as soon as possible to get as much rest as possible. I mean, that is the goal of every team. However, GB is actually doing it. They're really playing super fast. Look at this throw. Oh my, and this grab from Hannah Body, another one from Hannah Body. I mean, they're really playing clinical. The word was clinical.
That's also a perfectly valid, a perfectly cromulent word.
That's the one. I mean, as long as medicine, I guess everything works.
Yes, that's true. I hadn't even made that connection.
But yeah, very clean offenses from GB. And I mean, also their defense, like the game they're showing us is amazing. I mean, Finland is playing very well, but it's just that GB is impressive on that one.
Yeah, after that early 4-point run to give themselves the 4-point lead, Great Britain. Yes. There's only been one break since then, and it did go GB's way, but you see, for a lot of the game, they feel very evenly matched, but obviously Finland have got to try and find a way to earn breaks if they are to come back in this game, but got to put in the offense first, and generally, since that opening run, they've done a pretty good job of that. Hatari. To Mana. Mana has the continuation to Koski. Expressive fake of the deep option. Trying to signal and motion the cutter come underneath. Hatari. Back to Mana. Now Koski. Koski central. Hatari catches in front of the defender, Grossman. And now Koski going around. Again, methodical here from the Finns. GB have generally tried to force them to work it all the way underneath, but that time they are able to get the more expansive shot, going with the blade over the defense to the back of the end zone, finding the target, and that's 11-7.
What a shot, love these blades, whatever it takes to get there. However, I think this is very interesting to see that it is...
I think it was 11.
It is with this kind of throws that Finland manages to pass through the GB defense. I think it's interesting because it remains GB defense is so strong, it's impossible to go through it with normal passes. You need to get fancy, spicy, and go for riskier throws. Luckily for Finland, they do have these ones in their toolbox and are able to throw whatever will be needed, but impressive defense and pressure.
It feels like a lot of the time this defense it's testing your patience, isn't it? It's forcing you to try and just slowly grind your way down the field, and Finland were doing that for the most part until they got near the end zone, and then a little bit of flair came out to finally uncrack. Now Body on the sideline, putting one out in front of Gainey. Kantorovich activates. Everyone floods through, and they've got space to pop it through the handling core now. Huang. Across. Bevan thought she might have seen the soft spot at the front. Wasn't there. Huang will find it, though. Slicing it through to Kantorovich. Another clean hold for GB.
I really liked that Huang, every time that she reached for the swing on the sideline, always threw in front of the handler. She didn't throw to the handler, but in front of the handler. And this is something that, thank you, Juan, for this, because it always stresses me, let's say, makes me anxious when playing against a zone and you have few meters in front of the handlers on the side. Why do you throw to the handler? Throw in front. Always take these few meters you can
exactly.
win.
Yes,
I'm
so with you there, Charlotte.
Thank you. And here Huang did it perfectly. Even if the handler was not moving or using this space, she put that disc in front just far enough so she can reach it, of course. But to win these meters.
So many teams are so passive against zones, and you're right, just taking the couple of meters there when they're offered, and as well as that, you're getting the handler coming forward, catching the disc as they're seeing things develop in front of them. With that forward momentum, it opens up those power positions easier. Yeah, I'm so with you there, Charlotte. Advancing to the red zone. There's the big one towards the back cone. And it drops down just before the back line of the end zone into the awaiting arms of Aino Laakso. Again, Finland, well, the first point of this half, they turned it over a couple of twice. GB turned it over once as GB got the break. And we haven't seen any turns since then.
Yeah, I mean, it is 12-8, 4-point difference. That's the one from the 4 breaks. And here we are.
Just no turns on the last 7 points.
Amazing indeed. Absolutely no turns. So I guess, yeah, Finland really found their pace, their mojo for the game. But to win it, you need that extra little thing to get that break.
We'll see if either of those sides have that little bit extra when we return. (12-8), Great Britain leading Finland. No turns on the last 7 points. It's been a remarkably clean game from both sides. Only 1 point where both sides have turned it over multiple times. Going with that roll curving backhand pull, drops just beyond that far line. We'll give Georgie Davin the chance to take it to the brick mark and survey the defense as she does so. Seems like match. Davin wanted to take the break throw on, thought better of it, takes the free reset to Huang and immediately bounces back here to Davin. Davin and Huang just happy to work it between themselves for the moment until they see something more exciting and freer going on downfield. That one's a bit low. Really good pick up low there by Gainey. Davin, again, just threatening the break throw, but not quite seeing it the way she wants it. Goes for the inside. Body whipping the blade. This is going to require a read and a brilliant grab by Sophie Bevan. Third assist of the game, along with 3 goals for Hannah Body. That was certainly the spiciest of them.
Spicy goal, but spicy. I really liked how the GB attacked this defense. Georgie Davin and Lily Huang working together with a lot of patience. I really liked because Finland was poaching on the handlers, definitely poaching and putting it, like, being 1 step ahead of this open side throw. So shutting down a lot of options, but instead of forcing throws into a narrow window, they just swung it. Oh, you're free, you're a handler, and you're just free a few meters away from me. Let's swing it to you. And they kept this going until there was this little step. The defender on Huang tapped towards Huang and left that window open. And that is the moment they used to break when the poach got closer and stopped poaching. They really waited. As we said before, they don't rush. They will play fast, but not rush anything. They know when is the right timing to do something. And that was a very beautiful point showing this from GB.
Yeah, this is going to sound maybe a little bit facile saying this at a Masters tournament, but it's been a mature performance.
But you're right, it is true.
From both sides, including that one actually.
This is something you learn with time, with playing, and experience talking.
Hatari hits an underneath option. Larkso with the unorthodox hammer in that spot, but it worked.
That's a way to get out of the trap.
Now Koski showing the inside, going with it to get into Markey, trying to now get that continuation going towards the soft side of the defense, redirecting traffic. Now Central, giving themselves both sides to attack the Finns. Kalpala showing the hammer again, and we know that Larkso might well put it. And you can see Ford had that hand up, forces it into coverage, and there is maybe a little bit of contact underneath that. Hatari maybe came down slightly awkwardly, not sure if there was contact on the way up. I think there is a call here.
In any case, that was not an easy one to get. I mean, yeah, a bit of contact before jumping.
It's a very risky option, especially because I think Ford kind of was expecting the hammer to go, so she's got her hand in that position to try and make sure the release isn't as clean as the Finns would have liked. They are going to, of course, have the discussion about the foul call.
Yeah, this is a hard one to throw when the mark is already marking the no upside, like forcing to throw. Even you have to really take that huge step backward to get away from the mark. It's not an easy one to release. It has to go really high. So apparently it's a contested foul.
Is going to go back to the thrower there, Laakso. Contested foul, the highest it can come back in, installing 6, and we are back in play now. They've got that wide open swing to the far side, and they are very wise to take it.
Ooh.
Koski, wow, really ripped that one into the end zone, but the GB defense seemed to be ready and waiting for it, and Ford pounces to slap it out the sideline. Given right back though by Great Britain. The Finns with another opportunity as now the floodlights begin to come on, and that will just kick the atmosphere up a notch as a pick is called. Going to come back in with a fresh stall. Hatari. To go backwards to get that reset off. And Koski into the center. High release over the top. Caught on the run by Rintameki. GB trying to find a red zone stand here. They've got one already at this point. Can they get another? The inside. Oh, it was a riser that was superbly handled by Carolina Rintameki. That was a tough catch, that one.
Very tough. Beautiful. I mean, jumping, running, catching at the same time. Amazing that, because we know the insides are usually going pretty fast, so you gotta be very quick on these grabs. Let's have another look at it. Slicing that one through the arms of the mark to her teammate Rintamaki with a goal. She had an assist, and now is the goal.
Yeah, you see her stat line there, or the stat line, excuse me, for Raquel Hatari, a goal and an assist in an earlier turn as well, so got herself back into the positives. Although we know, of course, that you can't necessarily just weigh the player's performance purely down to stats, because you do get those types of players who seem to be the fulcrum of offenses especially, but they're always throwing the pass before the score rather than throwing the score themselves. You know the types. At least I tell everyone that's what I am. They don't need to know the truth. Huang. Whoa, the run through. Gainey thinks she had it first.
I love that they both continued running with the
almost like whoever can run with us for the longest keeps it. I must admit, it all happened so quickly, I'm not entirely sure.
We can have another look. What a run through though.
It's tight, isn't it?
It's super tight, but usually when it's tight, it's considered as caught at the same time, and if it's caught at the same time, it's offense.
Yep, simultaneous possession is indeed offensive disc, and it does stay with Gainey here, quickly getting it out of her hands to Huang.
But what a defense from Lapalainen.
Yeah, she was trying her best, and a split second earlier, and it would have been hers. Now Bevan has the body position. Ooh. Quick twitching with the disc in her hand to manipulate the mark. Huang just outside the end zone, continues the flow into space, in for the score. Great Britain now just one away from the win. Hannah Body adding another goal, her fourth of the game.
Impressive defense on this one from Finland. I mean, the pressure intensity they just put on that one, that's impressive. And I feel, I mean, we all know if they had played that way from the beginning, they would have killed GB with such defense, I think. This pressure that GB would have had to really work out much more for each disc, making them more tired, more errors.
And again, this is why the lead passes are so killer, because Huang's catching it. She's already seeing the play develop in front of her. She's got that forward momentum to step into the throw, curl it around the defender into body's far path for Huang's second assist of the game. But Huang, I think, is one of those players to talk about. Clearly had a big offensive impact. Only got the couple of assists, which maybe doesn't tell the full story.
Yeah, as we say, stats don't say everything. You don't see who's been moving the disc around. You only see who did the last action, the last little step.
I can't remember. There's some famous word, I can't remember who, said that there's 3 different types of lies, and it's lies, damn lies, and statistics.
Oh, statistics are so easy to manipulate. Watch out. But we're still happy to have some stats here just to show who scored, who assisted.
There is still a lot you can gain from them.
But it's still a team sport. Every player on the field is useful, even if it's just making space.
Hammer over the top, curling that one around now to Koski on the continuation. Great Britain using Sharman on the chase. 3 in behind as that one over the top, on a rope, on the run, caught by Chilla Furka. Finland with the clean hold, but now they need to find 5 breaks in a row to win this game, and given that GB's O-line has not turned it over this half and has turned it over once all game, it's a tough task.
It's crazy. I love how Finland is playing this second half. I mean, look at this. With no turn, almost no turn, 1 for Finland.
Yeah, since the opening break of the second half, both sides have turned it over once apiece, and that in the end turned into a finish hold. I mean, the quality of the offense out there has been exceptional.
It is crazy. It's just too late. That's the problem. Now we're getting to the last point for GB. If they manage to score it, I mean, if they keep trading like that, logically, GB should win that one, score it.
Yeah, they are the certainly the favorite at this point to close out this game, but
I wish for a change of situation.
I have seen and witnessed bigger comebacks than this.
Right? With this intensity we've seen from the defense of Finland on the previous point, why not? That little inch or millimeter missing on the defense.
As Huang's not actually quite in the center of the pitch at the brick mark there, so they are going to make a little adjustment and belatedly get us back into play. Floating that one, a brilliant high grab by Bevan. Slashing through underneath to Kantorovitz, wants to end it in style. Why not call Body's number? That time she just got a little bit too underneath it. Second turn of the game for GB's O-line.
Here's a turn, here's a break chance for Finland.
I think that one maybe just wanting to end things with a bit of a bang. Wasn't to be. Can the Finns get that first break and just begin to ratchet up that dial of pressure?
Crazy. Talking about stats, that's lie. I think we should add the stats of Saver, as Beaver just saved a disc with a crazy catch, but it's just not a score and assist, but should be also mentioned, I think.
Yeah, certainly to be taken note of. So their O-line has not really had to play defense at all this game. Just the one time, which they did get back. Slinging the blade all the way across the pitch and just out of reach of the outstretched right hand of Hennekaisa Stienberg. Huang strides over. Will bring it in from the sideline. Just outside the red zone. Quickly going with the high release. Oh, the defender was all over that one. And Sonia Salston did not need the second invitation to get a big old hand of that and prevent it going into Hamer's clutches. I think Huang clearly, she had a clear plan in mind for what she wanted, and yeah, I think the defender was maybe close enough that could have perhaps dissuaded the throw.
Oh.
As the Finns forced back into their own end zone. Swinging just past Gainey. I think she saw it a little bit late, but the Finns holding on to it here. Finally, a player gets a little bit of room wide open and poaches Salston, who got that block. That one behind, brilliant adjustment to make the grab from Persiainen. Now Salston. The Finns trying to work this one slowly down the field. Getting extra help in the handling set from Salston. Salston pulls the trigger, looking towards the end zone. Gainey's there. Takes the swing to body. Third possession of this point for GB. Gainey underneath. Hamer gives the receiver the eyes, doesn't like it. Foul called.
Loudly.
Accepted foul call. So this will be coming in from one.
I like it. That was super clear. We could hear it. We had the hand signals. Couldn't be clearer.
Communication is good. And Hamer's going to take the opportunity to take the timeout. Well, you've got them to use. GB will hope it's the last point. Why not use one here? 14-10, GB leading, looking to close this one out.
Have you seen our VO streams? Do you know that VO cameras are built for more tactical team sport analysis? The inbuilt tracking technology allows you to see the game in finer detail. That's why teams are already using it, and ULTI.TV and EUF are teaming up to help you join VO. Contact EUF administration to get more details.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Great Britain 14, Finland 10 here. Pool play action from the Women's Masters division. Great Britain need one more point to close this one out, but they've been caused a little bit of trouble by the Finnish defense on this point. This is their third possession at it. For a GBO line that had only turned it over once all game to this point. Benji Rees and Charlotte Tereson. Can the Finns find another turn and extend this contest as Hamer just rubs her hands, get maybe a little bit more traction and grip on the disc?
I mean, with this humidity and heat in Bologna, we're all sweating a lot, especially when playing, so you better have these hands dry or wear gloves, but easily get criticized for that.
Yeah, gloves are lame. I've done the science into it. Hamer going for the knife over the top. Only way to hit Gainey. Davin to Huang. Those two just going to run the gauntlet for a little bit. And Gainey's not going to quite be in the end zone. Resets her feet back outside. Huang central. Hamer reaches out with both hands, brings it in, and that is game for Great Britain. 15-10 final score here over Finland.
What a game. GB has been clinical, surgical, whatever you want. Amazing game from GB. That was such a beautiful ultimate. And I mean, Finland has been doing also amazing. Just like they played so well, but had a couple of miscommunication or errors on the first points. And that gave this advantage to GB, who didn't lose the disc, only one turn. There was not a single break against GB. I mean, yeah. What do you want to do against this?
It's a tough ask. Obviously, they've got their sights set, going one better than they did 4 years ago, where they won silver. Gold is the aim this time round. Can anybody deny them? That will be the question.
Let's see that. Apparently, there's also a very good tight game happening. Italy versus France, who are also the favorites in this championship, I'd say.
Yeah, France, the gold medal winners from 4 years ago. A back and forth game where France up 10-8 last we heard. Here a look at the match stats powered by Force Sportswear, the official outfitter of ULTI.TV, and a reminder, of course, that you can get your own very stylish ULTI.TV swag. 4 breaks to none for Great Britain. Their O-line turned it over just 3 times, and those on 2 points. 2 of those turns, by the way, on that last point of the game. 4 for 9 on break chances. So if you're being critical for Great Britain, you can say that, you know, maybe we would like to up that conversion ratio, but you're creating yourself a fair number of chances, and 9 clean holds is exceptional.
It's beautiful. I mean, 9, it's more than a half. It's almost like 2/3. It's impressive. When you see the intensity Finland put on the defense, it's crazy to keep hold of that. And when you see how they did it, with so many hugs that went clean, with so many upside, with every throws, they still managed to have so many clean holds.
Yeah, 9 out of 11 clean holds for Great Britain. A consummate performance there. Evidently there's some drama going on behind us, so we might go and take a quick look at that. We are back with you in 25 minutes time. Our first final of the week, the Great Grandmasters Open final, is up next, and that sees the undefeated French take on Italy. So we will see you there in 25 minutes time with myself and Giovanni Santucci for that one. For Charlotte Tedderson alongside me and all of our superb ULTI.TV crew, Benji Reese, we'll see you on the other side for the Great Grandmasters Open final.
I'm a bit too much, but I'm finding it. When I'm at the top, I just wanna play. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours. Come and get it, 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 come and get it. If you are looking for one hell of a ride, just come and get it. Baby, I'm all yours. Want your kisses in the morning light. Wanna be next to you every night. No, I shouldn't love you, but I might. 'Cause your lips, they taste like cherry wine. You're no good for me. We're so bittersweet, but I still want you. I do. Baby, can't you see what you do to me? I just can't resist you. You got me drunk in love, I can't sleep. I need to sober up from this dream. But I can't deny, I can't deny you. I can't deny, I can't deny you. Na 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 na. Tomorrow, could you be the one to kill my sorrows? Kill my sorrows. Maybe one night you can play the hero, even if I know it's only for show. You're no good for me. We're so bittersweet, but I still want you. I do. Baby, can't you see what you do to me? I just can't resist. You got me drunk in love, I can't sleep. I need to sober up from this dream. reason to throw my game, not really why I came. Oh, do me a favor, pour me another glass, pour hearts that never last. Oh, take me, I'm a wild one, getting bored out looking for attention. I'm not looking to meet a friend. No, I've been looking for a lover instead, for someone I appreciate, and everything crossed my way. I love that I don't know your name. Oh no, I never meant to misbehave. Something about you makes me crave. You really are a different taste. I love that I don't know your name. Sunrise is dancing up on the rooftop bar. Don't really need to talk. I'm reading the silence. I think it's pretty clear. I'm always so sincere. Oh, take me. I'm a wild one, getting.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, Ultimate.
ULTI.TV.
I don't know your name. Oh no, I never meant to misbehave.